today. From MetLife Stadium in New Jersey, it's Week 7 of the NFL on EA Sports.
Midtown Manhattan at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Today we've got a matchup here in pivotal Week 7 between the Philadelphia Eagles and the New York Giants. Taken about 7 yards deep, and he opts to not bring this one out. The first drive will start at the 25. So now here comes the Eagles offense as they get ready to take over. And they will be led out by their 6'3" quarterback.
He had the numbers of a game last week that if you win, you talk about him being a gritty guy, managing the game, getting it done. But they lost. So obviously 2 interceptions, 1 touchdown pass, that's not going to be good enough. Got to get that changed around.
Pretty good results here on the first down run as he takes us forward for about 6.
All right, Brandon, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Off the play fake, Washington. And nearly an interception here on their opening drive. But instead, 3rd down.
It's 3rd down and 4 yards
from the gun. Washington throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he is going to have an Eagles first down as he'll be marked down a yard or 2 past the marker following a gain of 6. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Operating from the gun. Washington, nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Able to fall on it, but look where they recovered it. That's a big loss.
A lot of bad news on that play for them, wasn't there? Lost the football, lost a lot of yardage, but I think the good news outweighs it. Able to retain possession. That was big for them.
Incomplete.
Washington's pass.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. From the gun, Washington. And that is incomplete.
Washington.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
It's taken to the 26. A great return there of 22 yards. And it'll be Giant football 1st and 10. So now here are the Giants as they'll get their first opportunity here. And out will come the leader of this offense, and that, of course, is their signal caller.
You know what I did in pregame? I made sure I touched him as he went by. I want a little bit of what he's got.
The golden arm from last week.
Oh, how much fun was that to watch that game tape, all right? The number of touchdowns, what was that, 5 last week?
Yeah.
But 0 interceptions. So you think he's due to throw a pick? But I'm betting that he continues to streak in this game.
Yeah, he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. That good for 22 and a first down. Well, what made that toss out to the right so successful? Because it looked pretty easy.
A belief in the play. An absolute execution by all 11 on the offensive side of the ball. Everyone took care of their assignment, but the reason they did so, every time that play's called, they think it's going to go for big yardage. It's their staple play, and they love to run it.
Oh, he sheds himself free. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. That's good for 21 yards and a first down. Able to get a couple here, but won't get across the plane as they stop him right around the 1.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high powered, you've got to find a way.
And he is in. Touchdown, New York. A great play there. His 21st touchdown of the season. And the Giants are going to take a first quarter lead. One of the keys to their long winning streak has been scoring first. An ideal drive right there, getting the first 6 points of the ball game.
Do you go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator? Remember what he told us?
Absolutely.
With some teams, I script to probe in the early part of the game. Other teams, I script to attack. They've been in attack mode for these ball games and continue that in this one.
Taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. So back onto the field, here come the Eagles for their second drive. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Now a give right side. Hancock. And tough going there as he'll only get it up to about the 31. They follow up the gain of 5 by only getting 1 there on 2nd down.
It's a gain of a yard. And it's 3rd down.
From the gun on 3rd down, Washington. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
That certainly looks like nothing to show now from these first 2 possessions. And guess what? When you're on a losing streak, that can lead to a full sense of, here we go again. So on the sidelines, the offensive play callers, quarterback, they've got to get together and dial something up to start their next drive. Otherwise, it could be a long game.
A nice return there of 11 to help mitigate a good punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down. And to give this time to the tailback. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield after a gain of about 4. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. Oh, and now he bowls him. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. A great effort there. Touchdown number 22 on the season. And the Giants are able to add on to their lead.
If you did know... It won't surprise you to find out that this team leads the league in scoring. They've been a quick strike team all season long. There's another example. They did it again. This offensive coordinator, right now he can write his ticket towards being a head coach. He's advanced in the ways of offense.
Extra point right down the middle. And that'll make the score 14-0.
Harrison Butker is set.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. Taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
On the carry.
Well, you're down early. How do you get back in the game, maybe establish the run? I think they're trying to do that.
Now, I'm with you on that one, and what I like about the message is that there's no panic from the head coach. He's already told his offensive coordinator, let's run the football.
And the giant rush gets home as down he goes.
A loss of 12 yards.
Well, someone's been up to the task so far in this game. They are already up a couple of scores, Brandon, and guess what? I think they're just going to pin their ears back now and get upfield and get after the quarterback.
Been such an impressive first half to get that lead. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
The quarterback sacked. Fumble on the play. Recovered by the offense.
14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
14. Eagles nothing.
The Eagles send out their punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he can't field it cleanly. It's loose. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, and that could have been trouble.
The Giants take over 1st and 10 at their own.
A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. And with the day he's having, as we look at some of these highlights, maybe he wants to duplicate this pregame meal next week.
Whatever it is, guaranteed he will ask for the exact same thing each and every week as long as he continues to run like that. Sometimes it's that simple, partner.
Yeah.
And
you know how superstitious these guys can be.
There's no doubt, right? If you put your left sock on first and you have this kind of game, you'll keep doing it. In this case, let's investigate that pregame meal. We might need some of that.
Yeah, right. It's working. He won't go down. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. This drive starting off on the right foot. 18 yards. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
Taken down at the 43-yard line.
Now a handoff looking right. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Give him 14 on that one and a 1st down.
And he continues to pile up the yardage. That puts him over $150 now. And this defense has really had its problems trying to keep him contained.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll be brought down at about the 25 after a pickup of 4. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line.
He was taken down behind the line of scrimmage.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And they're going to stop him short of the 1st down as he's tackled at about the 21.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
On 4th down, Tucker. Oh, a scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. And he will take it on in for a giant touchdown. From 21 yards away. And the Giants are able to grow their lead. So simple math here in the 1st half. They've had 3 drives offensively, and they have scored every time, and they've got the lead.
Well, whenever we talk about adjustments, we usually talk about an offense making adjustments, right? This is all about the defense. They've got to figure out some way, somehow to slow them down. Do they blitz a little bit more? Do they play more zone coverage? Right now, they don't know where to go because they're hitting them in every direction.
That'll be taken about a yard deep. And he gets it out to the 25-yard line. Flag down. This could set him back. Well, that holding call set him up with not great field position.
Not at all when you tack on the penalty. But that field position after the return wasn't terrific. It's not a great starting field position as well.
Going to give this time to the tailback. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. Now we've got a Giant player here slow to get up after that last play. We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. A gain of 13. It's a 1st down. What makes a draw play like that successful?
Well, we did see where he made the first wave miss, and that was a big part of it. But a lot of it is just being actors back there, making the defense think it's going to be a pass.
Now a man open down the middle of the field. 7 yards to pick up there.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. He'll lose a yard on the play, so now they need 3 yards on 3rd down.
And it's 3rd down.
Looking to throw. Washington. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he is going to have an Eagles first down, although it doesn't appear to be by much. He needed 4, and he got 4 on third down. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action.
Brings up 2nd and 3.
And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. Operating from the gun. Washington. Throw left side complete. That's Johnston. A gain of 6 there on first. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. And they're going to get him. He's taken down for a sack back at the 47-yard line. Play action. Washington nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
Quarterback sack. Fumble on the play.
Offensively lucky they're able to keep the football, but now 4th down, so they'll have to boot it away.
I do think, though, they're going to look at this as a positive. 1, they recovered the fumble, so they retained possession. But 2, being able to punt it changes field position for them. Imagine if that turnover takes place there. Now your defense has to go onto the field and try and hold. Instead, they get a little breathing room.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. We're under 20 seconds to go in the half. I'm guessing the wise play here is be safe.
That is the wise play, because if you think about trying to...
It's caught inside the 25. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. A real field flipper there, as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Back to throw. Tucker to the goal line, but it's incomplete. Not time enough for a play and then a timeout, you wouldn't think. So with 4 seconds left, they're going for it. A final shot before break. Tucker, and that is caught. He's got it for a Giant touchdown. A 16-yard touchdown. And the Giants add on to their lead.
And that's a lead that excites a team as they head into the half. Good way to finish things off.
Yeah, able to extend that lead, and you always say it, that can totally change the complexion of half number 2.
Yeah, it changes your morale, changes your outlook. But even before that, let's see if they decide to kind of squib kick or what they're going to do on the kickoff, because you don't want to give up a big play right before the half ends.
Good point. And the Eagles dodge a bullet. They cover it up.
The onside kick is recovered by Philadelphia.
So we've reached halftime here at MetLife Stadium with the Giants out in front. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. A lot to get to here as some of the division races starting to take shape as we look around the NFL here in week number 7. We'll begin our trip around the NFL with an interesting one right off the bat. And they are seconds away from halftime, all tied in that one. From there, we're off to check out another game. And they have the lead in that one over the visiting L.A. Chargers. The Browns looking to sew that one up, and they look to be in pretty good shape. Finally, let's get down to Miami to see what's going on with the Dolphins. And they have the lead in that one over the visiting Indianapolis Colts. The Dolphins locked in a tight one, but this is a game you feel they've got to have.
The second half upon us sooner than we bargained for. Week 7, second half. Let's do it. Second half ready to get rolling. The Giants with a lead, and they are set to receive this kick. He spins free, and he's up across the 25 and down at the 28.
First and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
So now the Giants set to take over on offense. Their win streak at 6 coming in and counting as they've got the lead right now beginning this drive first and 10. And he'll work free from one tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up second and 5.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. And he'll take this one up close to about the 45. The Eagles call on the extra defensive back here as they prepare for a stop on 3rd down. Looking to throw. Tucker. That's caught at the 25.
That's good.
A big one there on 3rd down. They hit for 30 yards.
Press coverage on the outside, and for defenders, that's the ultimate risk reward. If you take the risk, can you reward yourself by keeping them on the line of scrimmage? But no, not on that one. Got to step on him. Now just
And he's got it. Touchdown, Giants. 25 yards for the touchdown. And this offense continues to pour it on.
Okay, we need to double check here with Marvin because he keeps all of our good stats. But what I've got is 5 drives, 5 touchdowns, and they've got a nice healthy lead.
Well, after the first drive, we thought things might be clicking. They're really clicking at this point. They're clicking about as much as they can click.
And
I just said click a lot.
Yes, you did, but that's okay because the guy who's coordinating the defense, trying to slow them down,
Good luck.
he's going to have hair that looks like mine very soon. Not much of it.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. Taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. Here again comes the captain of this offense leading his crew back out there now. And boy, Charles, they have to find a way to just get him some time to breathe back there. He's been pressured throughout this game.
And I'll bet in his mind.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Washington. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 27 yards there, a 1st down. From the gun, Washington. Throwing middle, and it's complete. That one good for 10 yards. And it'll be 2nd and very short.
10 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and inches at the 38-yard line.
They'll try the left side. Hancock. And he's going to get this pretty close to the 1st down marker at the Giants' 32. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. They'll keep it on the ground. Hancock. And he will cross the 30 down to the 29-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
A 3-yard
Look, all any running back wants is a little bit of room, a little bit of space in order to maneuver. But he also understands how difficult it is for his offensive line up front. So if they give him any space, he realizes his job to make more out of it than what they give him. Picks up 3 on that carry.
A gain of 13. It's a 1st down.
And an Eagle 1st down.
From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. 10 more there and another 1st down.
It's a big plays in the passing game on this drive, and here's one out of the running game. So the passing game loosening things up. Now there's room to roam.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And the Eagles are going to be set up with a 1st and goal. He couldn't quite reach the chalk, but they'll have it at the 1-yard line.
Well, he did get a taste the previous week. He got into the end zone, trying his best to get there in this game. So far, he's been denied.
They'll keep it on the ground. Hancock, and he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A great play there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Eagles are able to cash it in for 6.
Offensive line coaches always tell their guys, if we score touchdowns, that means we got to the end zone first. That's exactly what those blockers did, clearing the way for their back.
So 5 yards for running into. Lucky it wasn't 15 for roughing.
No doubt about it, because they protect the kickers and the guys holding the ball almost as much as they protect quarterbacks in the pocket. They don't want those types of injuries.
And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. He's closing in on 200 yards on the ground with the fourth quarter still to come. We're in the third. Good shot to get there.
And now he's got to make sure he convinces his coaching staff to leave him out there and keep touching the ball, because when you've had that kind of a day, there is a tendency to think about getting him out and saving some of it. Running backs never like to save yardage.
You know he's tapping his quarterback on the shoulder. I'll take the ball again, please, right?
Not turning down any carries.
Now they try the right side here. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. First down for the Giants as they pick up 12.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here, because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. Third quarter from MetLife Stadium. Here's a 2nd and 10.
At the 45-yard line.
And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. 15 yards on the play, first down.
First and 10 at the 40-yard line. That's the end of the third.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Tucker. And a scary incompletion, almost picked off. It would have been their first INT of the game. Instead, second down. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big, big number. But 20 was the threshold, because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
Brings up third down, and he'll
shedding through the defense. There he goes inside the 30. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. He'll get 15 and a Giants first down.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. And he's going to take this close to the first down marker as he stopped at the Eagles 17. It's a 5-yard gain, but they'll still be a yard short here with third down now looming.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he'll take this from the 9 down to about the 7. The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on 2nd and goal. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll be stopped up after only a couple of yards as he gets it down to the 5. 3rd and goal as they look to pour some more salt in the wound. Now a handoff looking right. And he goes backwards on this one. Losing yardage to the 7.
There have not been a lot of great moments for this defense throughout this game. Finally, they have one they can hang their hat on. A nice stop there.
The offense stays out there. A big challenge here from this far back, but they're going for it on 4th and goal. And this is incomplete. They can't hook up here on the 4th down pass attempt, and the Eagles defense able to hold. So we were looking at each other up here in the booth when they went for that saying, oh, wow, talk about trying to add insult to injury.
Some teams are just like that. You know, some philosophies, some coaches are like, look, when I got a chance to put some more points on the board, I don't care what the situation, I'm going to do it. And they're also the same coaches as a general rule that if someone does it to them, you won't hear people protest out of them. That's just who they are.
Now this one over the middle into the hands of his tight end, complete. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play, 2nd and 3. We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium. To throw on 2nd down, Washington. And this one is incomplete. The Eagles on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3.
And 3.
Back to throw again. Over the middle, complete. It's Johnston. And he's able to get it to the 31, and that's enough for the first. Maybe a frustration penalty there because he's picked them apart.
They've tried their best to get to him and haven't done it successfully. A penalty as a result of that hit there.
On 1st and 10, Washington got his man complete over the middle. That's Johnston. 11 more on that one and another first down. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
Back to the air on 2nd down. Washington over the middle, complete. That's Johnston. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
And it's 3rd down.
On 3rd and 2, Washington got his man complete over the middle. It's Johnston.
Washington
Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Eagle football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. On 1st down, Washington over the middle, complete. That's Johnston. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
A gain of 9 brings up 2nd and 1 at the
from the gun. Washington. And he almost intercepted it. They haven't picked the ball off yet. That probably should have been their first. And it's 3rd down now.
3rd down. And 1 yard to go.
From the gun on 3rd down. Washington to the end zone, but knocked away and incomplete.
They really had a good drive going there, but a nice recovery by the defense these past few downs. Able to knock that one away on 3rd down and bring up what I think for the offense, an unexpected 4th down here.
Here we go on 4th down. And he gets the first down yardage before he's brought down just outside the 10 at the 11. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. And this is caught. Well, they get 1 back, picking up the late touchdown here, but still down big. Sometimes those tight ends are a mismatch. They found the mismatch there.
And that's exactly why you want to draw up those types of plays, because coverage is just going to go to the natural guys, the guys that make the big plays on the outside. If you work your tight end into it, that's a tough one for a defense to handle.
Tough. They couldn't handle it. It worked out for 6. And the kick makes it through, but flags come flying in as well. It appears we're going to get a roughing call tacked on. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post, because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of an anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well,
got a man, it's caught at the 6-yard line. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. And for them, this train, it just keeps rolling, doesn't it? Well on their way to yet another victory.
Yeah, it's almost a runaway, isn't it? And you just wonder how anyone could stop this. They got full momentum going, full confidence going. But it's not just their own confidence that's leading them. It's the lack of confidence against their opponents now, because they see them coming and think, we've got no shot to beat this team.
Harrison Butker set to kick off.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Here comes the field general leading his offense back out there for the next possession. He's had quite the turnaround, Charles. At the start of the game, passing game was a little bit of a mess, but he's back on the horse, so to speak.
Love seeing how someone can rebound from a slow start or a tough start. Means that they're strong mentally. They've kind of calmed themselves down. Everyone's rallied around them. Maybe they even change game planning a little bit in order to make things better for them.
The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Looking to throw on second down. Washington got his man complete over the middle. That's Johnston. Now the Giants will use the second of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play.
Philadelphia.
Throwing on first down. Washington. And incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it. And it took the ball off course. Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41. Throwing again. Washington. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 35 seconds left to go. The last play on the completion got them half of what they needed. Now here's a tough 3rd and 5. Operating from the gun, Washington. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. He's going to find his running back. It's complete.
Washington's
The Giants going to burn their 3rd and final timeout. It'll be their 3rd and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside.
The Giants' 38-yard line.
To throw on second down, Washington looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Franklin.
Complete.
The Eagles will take their 3rd and final timeout, as the clock will stop with an even 20 seconds left to go. They need to get to the 29 if they want to pick up a first here on 3rd down. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 20. And he'll take it across midfield to the 46-yard line.
Intercepted. The Giants take over 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
That one looks like he'll throw here. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. This home crowd, they're happy with that call.
I like the way you said happy there, right? The so-called good guys didn't get a call. They feel like it's...
And give them another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues.
Well, business as usual for them. Well on their way to another victory. Riding a serious wave of momentum from what we've seen. And so far, they haven't met their match. So if you're going to play this team in the future, your mission is clear. You better be ready to play and match their firepower. Personally, I'd rather see them kick the extra point there than to go for 2, but it almost feels like there's a story within the story here. I mean, this isn't college. You know, size of victory, that matters in those games. Here, all you have to do is win by 1 point. That's all that you need. Instead, they go for it, get 2. You got some pretty ticked off folks on the other sideline now.
At their own 23-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. This is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't, because now is not going to erase what's happened during the game. So after it's over, you're going to go to the film, find out where the game was really lost. But this is not a situation now where you're going to make up for anything.
We'll see what they do here. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for the Giants, their winning ways continue as they get it up to 7-0. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for Philadelphia, things are definitely going south quickly as they fall now to 1-6. And they'll get an extra week to think about it as the midseason bye might be coming at just the right time. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.